2 coming at you of the Kraken refresh. So we're just going to get right into it. I think I stopped or started on the carburetor here, so I did a little bit of this off camera, so we'll just jump right into where I left off. Okay, so we started taking off the carburetor here, if you can see it. And I noticed that even with the wrap and stuff on here, looks like I'm getting a little bit of dirt and stuff in here. So this is the velocity stack. It's kind of nasty. Most of it looks like on the outside though, so I'm hoping that's it. That could very well be dirt. I hope that's not the case. So let's dive a little bit deeper here. Let me get that. First off, take the little choke piece off. And get the arm off here real quick. Alright. Just gotta take the whole arm off. I can get it off. Alright. Let's take a look inside the throat there. Hopefully we don't have any damage. Let's see if we can get in there to get a good look. It's going to be kind of sideways, so I apologize. Well, it actually looks really clean in there. Okay. So, that's a good sign. Alright. Well, so it looks like most of the dirt and stuff's just on the outside there, which, you know, sometimes that happens. That's okay. I'm not real worried about that. As long as it's not inside the throat, I'm okay with that. You know, this is an outside basher, so let's take a look at the carb. Alright, so we got the carb off. Let's first, before we do anything else, let's see what kind of a carb it is. I think it's 1107 or 11 whatever. So it is a Walbro, if you can see that. Let's find the markings on it. It is, hold on one second. So I cleaned it up a little bit there, and you can see that's a WT668B. Now, I pulled it up on my computer here. Let me show you what it is. So, I know you're going to have a weird fit with the screen here, but that's the WT668B. It's a fairly cheap carburetor. So, on Dave's Discount Motors, it's still fairly pricey. They claim it's a high performance one. It's got 2 jets, independent high and low. The bore is 15.88 and 12.7 millimeters on the Ventern. So let's compare that to the 990. Okay, as you can see, this is the 668 still, and there's nothing modified. It's just a high performance one. Now you hop over here to the 990, and you have another high performance one. That's got the same sizes for the openings and the bore and all that jazz. Everything's the same as far as that goes, but excuse me. This one has, where did I read that at? It doesn't have an internal choke. Yes, we know that. It comes standard with a modified throttle shaft, so it works perfectly with RC applications, blah, 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 blah. Basically, what you get with this one is it's kind of like an upgrade to the other one. It's just a little more oomph. They're not really showing the differences here, which I wish they would, because I don't know what the differences is personally. I just know that this is a way better carburetor. I've used both of them before. Alright, and here it is side by side here. So this is the new 990. This is the 668 or 688 or whatever it is. as you can see, if you look, let me get it lined up correctly here. I think I got it backwards. Yeah, there we go. Now, if you look right here, you'll see that the hole sizes and stuff look like they're fairly close to the same, if not the same. Only difference is on this one over here, you have a choke, obviously, and this one does not. So I suspect that it'll actually be a good fit for what I have here. So we're going to try it. So, again, I don't know exactly what the technical differences is. I just know personally I've used these, and these are like the baddest of the bad. I really, really like those. These are great. I've been using it on that Baja for a while, and it works fine. I just want a little more. So we're going to check it out here, clean it all up, clean up the velocity stack and stuff here, and throw it all back together. All right, so we got our stack all cleaned back up here, and that was just after hitting it with a little simple green there. And I'm going to clean up the bolts, and I think I'm going to reuse the gasket here. The gasket's still fairly new, so I'll clean that up a little bit, and we'll reuse that. All right, so I want to clean up the area here just a little bit. So I've got something kind of in the holes there, so I don't have to worry about anything getting inside. So just want to make sure we got a good clean surface. Not worried about anything on the top. I know that camera keeps slipping down, but so something like that is basically what I'm looking at. Okay. Now we are going to install the carburetor on. But first things first, let's go ahead and plug in all our lines. So this is the one on the bottom. Get him plugged in. The one on the top. And then I'll get this in place, and then I'll have to try to put the linkage thing on again, or whatever you call that thing. Alright, so let's see if I can get this kind of started. This is always the hardest part for me, with my fingers. Okay, it's not tight yet, but it's kind of on there. So I want to get this linkage over here cinched up. If I can get my fingers in here. Again, this is a hard part for me, guys. It's just always has, man. It's got big hands. Chubby fat fingers. Alright, so that's lined up. Let me get this. There we go. Make sure it's on there tight. Okay, looks like it is. And then we're going to install our, yeah, I know it looks nasty, but I wanted to keep this filter. I like this style. I'm going to have to come up with a different dust guard or whatever for it, because what I had before isn't working out too well. I mean, it's not terrible, but I think that'll work. I'll get these tightened down. Oops. So basically I get them snug and a little bit more, and that's pretty much all I do. I don't want to crush the gasket in there, so you don't want to go real crazy on it. Just make sure we got everything out of the way, which we do. And I'm gonna try to keep this in a little different area here, so I can kind of get to it easier. So try to keep the collar piece, or I tighten it and I try to keep it on the top, that way it's easier to get to, but I want to make sure it's not in the way of that linkage either. So crank this down just a little bit. That's on there pretty good. I mean, it doesn't need to be, you know, cranked super hard, so that looks halfway decent. So, I mean, the gearing that we're using on this truck, I just counted it. It is 1856, if I counted correctly. It's basically the 1955 that I like to use, just a little bit higher, one tooth higher, so it gives a little more speed. I remember having a problem with wheelies and stuff like that, and I believe that's why I put this one in here, so I'll leave this in here for right now. We'll kind of go with that. There she is, guys. That's one whole side right there, and of course the other side as well. So we have our carburetor installed, the 990, and my little cheesy fix on the air filter. We'll work out something better on that later. We checked our gears. We got 1856. So the next thing to be doing would be to check everything out, play around with the carburetor, tune it up, that kind of thing. So that's going to have to be in another part. It took a lot longer to put everything together than what I wanted. So the next one, I promise, we will have it out running. And you've already seen this run before. You know how badass it is. So it's either going to be the same or better. Now, granted, I'll put some links and stuff into some of these videos here to where you can see them. You'll see how this thing used to run. It ran fantastic. I absolutely love it. Wait till you see what it does with the 990. I can't wait to get it out. Can't wait to test it up, kind of show you guys what it's doing, but it'll have to be in the next one. So just bear with me here, guys. It's winter time here. We're doing indoor projects and stuff now. We got a lot of rain outside anyway, so right now at least we got this part done, and I'll get the other part done here very soon. So like I said, guys, there's gonna have to be a part 3 on this here so we can get it out and run it the real way, instead of just trying to hurry up and throw it together. No, we'll do it right. We'll go outside and run it up and down in my favorite spot, probably over in a school or whatever. But I gotta wait for the weather to improve a little bit so we can actually do that. So in the meantime, we got it all set together, ready to rock and roll, just waiting for a good day. So when I get that out, you're gonna see a huge improvement. The 990 is no joke. I actually like that a little bit better than I do the 1107. It can be finicky to start and stuff because it has no choke. But if you prime it right, pull your string slow a few times, it should fire right up. Now, having said that, I'm one of the dumbasses that couldn't get one started before, so that's kind of why I went to the chokeless, or the choke kind before. I was having a little issue with that, but I know a lot more about what I'm doing now than what I did then, so I'm hoping that'll be better for me. because the performance it's second to none. I mean, you can just feel it in the trigger. It feels stronger. It feels meaner. It feels like it's just ready to rip, you know. So I can't wait to get it out. Yeah, it's gonna be fun. So just look forward to the next video, guys. You know, I'm sorry it's gonna have to be another part, but there's a lot to do on here, a lot more than what I thought, and I originally wasn't going to show as much as the panels, installing the graphics and stuff like that, but I kind of felt like that was important. Somebody might need a little help on something like that, and maybe some silly way that I do something, somebody can kind of like look at it and see, oh, okay, maybe this is, you know, a better way to do it or whatever. So hopefully I help you out. And again, I hope you guys enjoy everything I put out here. Don't forget to like and subscribe, share the channel, guys. We've been growing really good. I really appreciate everything that I've gotten so far. YouTube, again, is an area that I've struggled with, so any help that I can get on here is definitely appreciated. So once again, I really appreciate it, guys. And the next video, we will have this thing cranking, and you won't be disappointed, trust me.